meetings, I think about human interaction for transformation. So like my whole, really my niche or my cliche is like transformation by design. And so as we design meetings or experiences, we design them for the intent of transformation. And that's really at the root of the God First Holy Convocation. A little bit about the history behind it is that, particularly in our denomination, there are meetings that we are a denomination of meetings. Like what we do is we meet. We meet either on the local level or on another level of the church often. And so what we decided to do, or what Bishop decided to do, was to think about how those meetings could not just be a place where people gathered and they weren't transformed. Like there should be some type of exchange that happens, not just of information, but that when people leave the meeting together, that something is different. John Wesley, started the whole holy conferencing before we even had annual conference. And so the idea of a holy conference was really more of an example of discipleship and evangelism, that it would gather all the people together within that circuit and within that community, and they would ask those questions about, that's when we got the hymn from, and are we yet alive? And so they would give a report or an account of their work throughout the year. So as I now like to look at them as an extension of evangelism and witnessing, like holy witnessing, we can't just do a meeting or a gathering and take it for granted that things are going to happen. So if a meeting is like boring or stale and just like it's no exchange, you just kind of like inform people, but there's no experience or no spiritual mindset kind of put in place, then we just kind of like have just like wasted time and space. And so you all have been a part of the team now as we plan the Holy Convocation. So how would you describe that experience to someone?
If I can come from a clergy perspective and from perspective of the past versus now, I've going to meetings in the past, you leave and you feel trained. You feel like you have an understanding of what to do or how to do it differently. But at God First Holy Convocation, you really do feel like you have been transformed. God First Holy Convocation gives you an opportunity to set a time in your schedule for you to be retooled, for you to have innovative conversations. It doesn't even feel like a meeting, because a lot of the sessions and the conversations that are being expressed and are taught are not just how to help you be a better minister or a better singer or a better Christian educator. It teaches you how to look within your deepest self and see how you fit into this whole of what it means to understand God in the way that you serve now. The meetings, they're rarely ever massive. The meetings are small and personal. And you get to hear personal stories and share your personal understanding. And you really start connecting with people in a loving and supportive way. It's very different from what I've experienced before.
And the worship experiences as well. If you think about taking those relationships that you garner in the smaller meetings, and then you take those small groups and you bring them into the arena where we have corporate worship, you then take those relationships and you build the momentum for worship, and people, again, they leave transformed, they leave renewed, they leave with a different aspect of what worship should feel like, and how you should experience worship, again, not only just in the arena or just in your local churches, but being able to leave those worship experiences and duplicate them or replicate them in their own intimate spaces when they're spending time with God.
Yeah, the people who we tend to invite are those who are, one, like called by God, have a specific anointing, or God's hand is upon them, and they have a ministry or a gift for being able to reach people and to meet them where they are. And sometimes I think that we can either get caught up into like names or titles of people and miss the move, for lack of better words, of what really happens. And so what I appreciated seeing over time is how people have like allowed this space, even from a presenter perspective, to really kind of like feed people beyond than what they could normally do so. And so like I'm really grateful to God that we have this opportunity now to create this moment or experience for people, but that really is just like, it takes a whole different different level, because God just does what God does. Like, we can do all the planning and the organizing and the singing, but then something like just the miraculous happens. And sometimes one of the things we would say was that any and everything can happen at the Holy Convocation.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
And I've seen, like, completely just going off script.
Yes.
Like, just agendas being changed, even down to like the breakouts or the workshops. So as well, like people really getting what they need. So just kind of switching from the model of like, okay, just coming from an organizational meeting to really being a place where people can learn, be inspired, also walk away with tangible nuggets as well. So that's one of my biggest pet peeves. Is like, you'll go to a conference and you get all this information, but then there's no like real takeaway. You have a hard time really processing, or like your main thing, like saying you're drained.
Or making what you learn at those conferences applicable again to your ministry, to your space of worship. How can I take what I've seen on this grand stage or on this large platform and pull nuggets from it and apply it